Hey, this is Jack from Alphacharts with a state of the market video. Today is August 24th, 2024. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That really does help me. And you can also find me on X at Alphacharts365, where I'm posting things about the market most of the time. And I think it's mostly helpful for people. I also run a subscriber group. It's a very in-depth subscriber group. We give you a weekend video that's about 45 minutes long every single weekend, going over not only the market insights but also internals of the market, as well as a in-depth watch list. Okay, we also on the weekend give a focus list. We give detailed annotated charts on buy areas and sell areas, at least where I think they should be. I also offer a midweek video. I give daily market scans. I do 2 market notes every single week as well, all to keep the member involved and engaged in the market, just like I do, because I'm sharing my work. That's exactly what this does. It doesn't tell you where to buy or sell. It gives you suggestions. It's up to you to make those choices for yourself. And listen, I get it. I work full time. Sometimes you need an extra hand to just take a look at the market with you. Maybe you're new to the market. Maybe this is maybe you just want that extra voice to say, okay, am I seeing somebody else saying what I'm saying? So I do the research and I present it, and it's all for you. It's only $10 a month, so again, the price point is not much at all. It's only $10 a month, and again, what I'm giving all of this is people will charge much more for that. So again, it's a great deal. Just go ahead and go to AlphaCharts 365 and click on that subscribe button. I think you'll be real happy with it. Most of my members are very happy with it, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth a try. Oh, and the great part is it's month to month. So if it's not for you, you just cancel it. It's no big deal. But if you don't try it, you'll never know. So anyway, check it out. Let's get to this video. All right, so we had Fed Day, we had Powell Day, and everything was pretty good actually, right? What's interesting is that even as good as the day was yesterday, it actually was only an inside day because Thursday was pretty rough. So the high here was 563.18. The high here was 563.09. So it's an inside day, which is fine. I would think that what we want to see going forward is 563.09 get taken out to the upside, and yeah, I think everything is good. I mean, the moving averages are checking out real nice. Everything is kind of realigning bullishly. This was a nice little consolidation area. And I think we could be long versus 563.10, right? I think things are going to be moving higher. And looking at the RSP, oh, let's look at the weekly. Hold on. On the week, the market was up 1.42 on the SPY, and on the RSP 2.05. And look at that big breakout from this just long base. This base is from March, end of March, beginning of April. And it's just a nice little breakout right there. And again, it outperformed on the week the S&P 500, and there's your breakout to all-time highs. RSP equal weighted. What more could you want, right? So it looks really good there. And you see the false start here, reset, and then it went. Looking at the Qs, not as strong as the other as the SPY, but still above all the moving averages. They're trying to align bullishly. Again, just an inside day and a little bit more of an indecision day on that particular candle, in my opinion. This is what I kind of sketched out. It didn't happen exactly like that. It went up a little bit more, then it kind of came back, and now inside day. So it's just a little consolidation. Um, but again, we want to see inside and up. So above what's the high there? 482.73. So, we want to see it kind of really take out the top of this bar and maybe get to this, 500, 508 area, whatever, somewhere in here. And then we'll see, right? Day by day, week by week. But speaking of weekly, it was up 1.05 again, not quite as good as the SPY and the RSP. Equal weights were up 1.32, a little bit better. Um, Again, inside day, and what a gigantic base. If this breaks out of here and really breaks out, that was a little false breakout. And you see what happens after the false breakout from false moves, fast moves in the opposite direction. If this can actually break out and hold above this, $90 area or so, that's a really big deal. And I think that we shall be long at that point, right? The weekly up 1.32, so just slightly better, but overall it looks really, really good. Mid caps, giant week, almost up 3%. Breakout, closed at all-time highs on the weekly. On the daily, didn't quite get there, but it's really close. And what more do you want to see here, right? I mean, obviously, you want to see continue to move higher, but everything looks good. Moving averages are lined up nicely and all moving up. Looks really good. So this was up almost 3%, 2.84. And the small caps were up 3.64 on the week. So again, a very strong week for the small and the mids. Just looking at this area, I think we have room to 233, and then we'll see, right? So this got some more room to the upside. We closed all these, gap downs. They're all done. And yeah, I mean, it looks really good. So on the index level, everything is moving in the right direction. Again, there's going to be winners and losers along the way, right? You saw that SPY, mid caps, small caps, equal weights in general did better than the Qs. And so that speaks to maybe mega caps, not that they're not going to go up, but maybe being a little bit out of favor, at least for now. XLF closed at all-time highs. Again, giant week up 1.5%. And you just see this beautiful base. You call this a cup and handle or whatever you want to call it. It's a big base. And it moved, out and higher. And I think that's a great positive. Sorry, SMH only was up 0.69. That goes into kind of the underperformance of technology in general. And SMH is still under a declining 50-day moving average. I know Nvidia's got earnings coming up next week, I believe, and that's going to be a big deal for the semiconductors in general. So they're participating. We'll call it participating at this point, but they're not leading, which is not great, but it's not a game changer. It's not like it's not saying that we can't be long the market because of this. But we would like to see this get above the 50-day and start to move at least back to the highs. XSD, which is the equal weighted, was up 3%. So again, big difference between equal weighted and cap weighted. And so that tells us that people are maybe buying those smaller semiconductor names, right? The ones that aren't named NVIDIA, Broadcom, and Taiwan Semi. They're checking out some of the other ones. Now, the equal weights are still under a declining 50-day as well. So let's not get too excited, but it definitely looks better. And that's a good note. Transports have been really, really messy. But we saw this week them get above and gap above all the moving averages, especially the 200, ride it just a little bit, and now they're moving higher. So that's a positive. Trying to get them aligned bullshit again. It's kind of jumbled up in here because they've been jumbled up. But overall, that's a positive sign. So we're going to go with it, right? On the weekly, it was up 2.18. XTN with the equal weights up 2.32. So that's kind of the trend that we're seeing. Again, still under this 200-day on the equal weighted. But it's in motion, so we'll see what happens at that point. But again, a positive progress. And housing was one of the big winners on the week, up almost 8% ITB, just a giant move. I guess they like lower interest rates for housing, right? Closed at all-time highs, and housing looks really good, and that's jobs, and that's a good thing. XHB, which is a different housing, is up 8.21. So both housing ETFs were up quite a bit. So they look good. Lots of accumulation happening in here as well. So they look great. So rounding out the thoughts on the week is that I think it's been a very positive week. I think we need to see continuation higher before we get too excited. We could also chop in this area, but I think it's definitely a positive on the market, and I think that we should be looking for things to buy in this particular market right now. Um, yeah, I want to see this high taken out. Right now we have a lower high here that has not been resolved. Not saying it's not going to, because I think it will, but I do want to see again this high taken out, get to all-time highs. Um, and again, we had inside day. Inside and up is what we want to see early next week. And yeah, and what's your earning dates? There's still some. I know Nvidia's coming up, so check that out. If you haven't done so, go to Alphacharts 365. Check out the subscription. I think you will like it. And y'all have a great week. Thank you.